You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Come back to the channel, it's awesome that you're tuning in, because in this video it's time for a cheap handheld from our friends from China. It's going to be the Gamebox A6 and what? The Jana Box Power? Oh boy, they have a typo again. But what you're going to get is always the question, and that's the reason I want to review these products. But let's take a close look at the specifications and what are we going to get inside the box, because I do like the form factor. Kind of weird that they put the D-pad over here and an unlock stick there, but that's more like a personal thing. Okay guys, so let's take a close look at the specification over here. The product name is Gamebox, model number A6, screen size 3.5 inches. Then we're going to get a 1020 milliamp battery, so that's not a lot. In total weight 140 grams, and it comes with a 3 meter EV out cable. The language Chinese and English, and then we're going to get the measurements. So the handle itself, it's okay. If I'm saying it correctly, it's the blue one, but we also had like in black, red, yellow and the green. Being green and unseen. Okay, so enough nerdy talk. So let's take a close look in the inside. What are we going to get? Ah, damn it! They didn't send me the freaking... Oh, here it says like the red one. Oh, I wanted to have the blue one. Okay, so let's take a close look at the toilet paper manual. Like always, it's the deluxe edition. So, this is in the Chinese, this is the English language. That's basic explanation how everything works. Like, okay, this is a good one. Look at this. A key, function key. B key, function key. Yeah, that makes any sense. It also comes with an extra controller, and I must say the controller itself is very neat. Like, it's a really cute controller. It's not going to be comfortable in any way. Oh my gee, look at this. This D-pad, like, oh, this is really bad. Okay, select, start, home, all rubbery buttons. The 6-button layout for fighting games, okay, and oh man, this is really rubbish. Okay, micro USB cable, like this pointless, very short cable. And of course the AV out with the tiny jack barrel connection. Only AV out or old school composite, yellow, and the red one for the audio. And let's take a close look at the handheld itself. Alright, so the handheld itself, whoa, it weighs very lightweighted. And when you're looking at it, like, I do like the model itself, it looks kind of cool. Here at the right side, we're going to get volume control. There we're going to get the on-off switch. It's kind of weird that we're going to get a switch that goes on down for powering on. Normally it's like up, but okay. At the back, we're going to get the battery compartment, and look what we get here. Like the BL5C, it's the yellow edition, but it's like a yellow color. Seems to be like we have different colors now. And it's a 1200 milliamp, and I don't know what's going on here, but it looks kind of weird. So they made a big lie on the box. We're going to get more juice inside this. But what I like about these batteries, like, they are super cheap to buy. And not to forget, like, they're super easy to find, because they're like old school Nokia batteries. Then we're going to get the analog stick over here. This is similar to the Nintendo Switch. There's no clicky button on with it. Nope. And the D-pad is like with the other one, like the controller over here. Like, it doesn't look the same, because this is like an original D-pad, like a cross. But this bloody thing is like awful. Like, it's more like a button than a D-pad. Let's put it this way. 6 buttons, no shoulder buttons. Home, select, start. At the top we're going to get the input for the CF card. Let's see what we're going to get with this version. 4 GB, micro USB for charging, and the AV out functionality. The idea behind it with this device is that you can use it like a game system, plug it in to television, use this thing like an extra controller, and ta-da! You got yourself a game system. With a 4 GB SD card. Okay, so let's power it on without an SD card. I'm curious what we're going to get. Okay, blue screen. By the way, and here is the speaker. I completely forgot to mention. Ah, interesting. So this thing is running on the same kind of software that we have seen before. Okay, so we're having the settings. That's the only thing that we're going to get without an SD card. Power. This is more like power saving mode. Can we go back? Where's the back button? Oh crap, I'm messing this up, people. Okay, I think I need to press the home button. Yep. Normal settings, let's choose that one. Ah, language, product information, let's choose this one. Only thing that it has, like, there is no internal storage. Factory settings, and this is the output for the signal, so where you need to change this out if you want to use the AV out. Okay, so let's turn it off. let's put the SD card back in. Where's the freaking SD card? Ah, there it is. And then, let's see, let's boot it up. Ah, yeah. Well, let's go. Okay, so when you're putting the SD card back in, oh, okay, it seems to be working. So the LCD is in 3.5 inch, already mentioned, like, it's not an IPS, it's an okay display. Okay, over here we're going to get the thumbnails. Sometimes I know that like they're using different, let's say, shapes. Some have like rounds or squares. This is like the square edition. Alright, so we're going to get NES, GBA, Mega Drive, Super Famicom and MAME for support. The downside to these thumbnails, you cannot change them out, and that's a little bit of a bummer because if the file behind it gets corrupted, you're going to get a problem. Okay, so number 10 is the louder settings. Over here we're going to get the battery indication and give you a couple of hours of play time. So let's try some games. Let's see how this freaking D-pad plays. I'm happy that we're going to get at least a normal analog stick, because that is a very positive thing. But what is a really cool feature with this device, if you're going to press the home button over here inside the game, you're going to get the option to have a quick load and quick save function. The downside to this situation is that you don't have any settings whatsoever, so normally with some of these shiny handheld we're going to get settings, so we can change out a button layout, but nope. So far I know, there is no way of changing out the button layout. Okay guys, so let's start with Spyrodynamics for the NES. Oh, that is really bad. Okay, let's see what we're going to get. That sounds so weird, like somebody sneezing. Gesundheit, Gesundheit. Bless ya. Okay, so let's test the D-pad. It seems to be working, but the travel is super long. Like, in my opinion, makes it unplayable. Oh, the analog stick is very nice. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. This sounds so messed up. Alright, so next up. Game Boy Advance. That doesn't look very nice. Okay, we're just going to play with the analog stick because the D-pad is like so horrible. Long travel, stupid thing. Don't see any weird audio delay. I find the image a little bit choppy. I cannot set the FPS meter because there is no way getting into the settings. Like, that's the problem with these devices, like fixed systems. All the sound effects are here. I wouldn't be surprised that it's not one-on-one when you're looking at the original Game Boy Advance, but... Okay, so let's play this game. Let's see how it runs. Oh, I must say that I'm surprised to see that it seems to be running okay. Okay, over here. Ah, here's the punch button. But you can see, like, the punch button is over here, the kick is over there. Like, it's all messed up, man. But at least we can play the freaking game. Audio goes quite loud. Oh boy, Super NES. That is somehow always like the problem with... Alright, so let's try the second controller. I'm curious if I need to reboot the system. Always be super careful. If you bump it, you need to go back to the settings to set everything up. Yup, so messed up is this machine. Okay, so... Okay, it seems to be I can give a credit. Okay.
Help me to find it.
Yes, I will help you find it. Ah, that is really cool. So indeed it works like a charm. So that is a really cool feature of this device. Seems to be working just fine. Okay, let's grab the controller. Fun fact that the D-pad is so awful, so let's get to these other controls. The analog stick, but yeah, the analog stick is similar like the PlayStation 2 Portable, only like the cheap version. I can't find my freaking button to shoot. Where is the freaking button to shoot? I can't. Seriously, there is no way to shoot. They just forgot to map it. Oh. Alright guys, so let's do a quick teardown. It's going to be like a very quickly one. Get out. And I'm guessing this device has been screwed together with only 6 screws. There is no quality seal that we need to break before opening it up. It's always fun just to see what's inside. There's not a lot of it. This time I haven't replaced, but we can replace. And I'm always very happy to just choose this BL5C because these devices are running just fine on it. The only downside is that we're only going to get, let's say, around 1200 milliamps of battery life, but you can always bring a couple of these batteries with you, charge them before you go, and you have a lot of juice for play a lot of hours. Okay, so let's be very gentle when opening it up. Before I go to forget, always remove the SD card. I'm forgetting that to myself sometimes. And there is something stuck. I'm guessing I messed it up. There is no way I messed it up. Yep, I messed it up. So the top cover, you can just remove it. Over here we're going to get the big PCB, and of course this is the connector for the battery. It has here a Samsung chip inside. Boy, they sanded it off, damn it. So we cannot see anything what kind of chip they are using. I'm not going to do any further teardown because it's just pointless. On the other side we're going to get the LCD, and you can see already here like they squeezed it in. You can replace it if you want to, but most of the time they don't have a type number of the LCD, so you don't know which one to choose if it gets broken. Over here we're going to get the results when it's been made, 2021-01-03. So this device has been made this year, so this is like a brand new model. Fun fact, the reason I show you this always is like sometimes you say, new model, but in the end like you're getting something that's already like 5 years or 7 years old. Okay guys, let's go back to the final conclusion. Okay guys, so this is what you're going to get. I don't know what's something on here, some piece of wood or something. But the conclusion is like this device, it's a little bit of a bummer in many ways. Like the D-pad, it feels more like a button than a D-pad. And the TV out functionality, it's cool, but the 2-player option is just horrible. It's a fixed system, that means there is nothing you can change. Like the firmware is locked, there is no configuration setting. I don't get it why they're doing this, because if something has been messed up, you cannot change it back. Oh boy. So, and overall, like, it's a cheap device, and that is something you need to take in consideration. But I'm more always with these things, like, if you're spending like $20, $25, in my opinion, spend some more money, save up some more money, spend some more money, and get something else that works like a charm than something like this. Let me know in the comments what do you think of this piece of device, the Gamebox Power A6. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.